Because why not? Why not?
Sasa
Ikebole yako ni fupi ama ni mambo gani haya?
Ngoja kwanza confirm to you. Nichune watu kwa commission warudisha katikati. Guys, very bad ukiwe hapa na hauonekani. So I would suggest mkubane nyuma. Unaona pale kunaonekana kuna mahali. Moja.
Tunaenda tena
kwa narekodi.
Kama?
Vibration ama silent. Ukimaliza mkutano unaweza rudisha ringtone yako. Pili, I would suggest kama umekaribia microphone, simu yako
plane mode.
yes. Iko sawa, iko sawa. It's a distance.
Nimemalizana na hiyo.
Good morning, all of you. I'm Reverend Frederick Goge. I'm the National Chairman of APECK. Here we are represented by all our county chairs from 47 counties. And just to make an introduction of what is APECK, allow me to read. APECK is a registered body under the Registrar of Societies, uniting clergy from all denominations to advance the church agenda, which includes promoting spiritual revival, soul winning, and establishing programs aimed at ensuring a dignified future for society's vulnerable and destitute members. The association brings together clergy from pastors' fellowships and colleges of bishops from across the country, making it the most inclusive clergy body in Kenya. Formed to address threats to both church and clergy, APECK was also created to leverage emerging opportunities with the ultimate goal of fostering revival and positioning the clergy as moral compass of the nation. I will allow the Deputy National Chairman from that introduction to take you through our memorandum. Bishop.
Bwana Chair, I'm the Deputy National Chairman of APECK, and I'm also the National Director in charge of region of Coast. We have put a few things here that we need to put together to our nation. One of it, we pronounce ourselves as follows. Number one, we have total rejection of the Religious Organization Bill 2024. We categorically reject the Religious Organization Bill 2024 currently before the Senate and demand its immediate withdrawal. This bill is not only retrogressive and punitive, but also infringes on the constitutional separation of the church and state, as outlined in Article 8 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. It further violates the freedom of worship enshrined in Article 32 by introducing arbitrary changes to the way religious and belief are expressed through worship, practice, teaching, observance, contrary to both biblical principles and the Constitution. We reject the bill in its entirety. Number 2, dangerous provision of the bill. The bill seeks to regulate religious practice by imposing excessive fines up to 5 million shillings and prison terms of up to 3 years for religious leaders who violate its subjective provisions. Article 3A states the bill objective is to regulate the formation and administration of religious organizations, effectively stripping powers from religious bodies. Article 5.2 demands secular qualifications for the registrar, while Article 6A and B grant the registrar unchecked authority to revoke registrations and inspect premises. This provision threatens to cripple the church, and it opened the doors to extortion and corruption by a rocky or overzealous registrar, infringing on the constitutional right for freedom of worship. We, as the Pentecostal Association of Pentecostal Evangelical Clergy of Kenya, which is APECK, we appeal for the implementation of the MOU 2022. We call for the immediate implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, signed on May 5th, 2022, between His Excellency, the President of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, and the Church. This MOU reflects the hopes and aspiration of a progressive church following extensive public participation and engagement with clergy leaders across all the counties in Kenya. His Excellency President Ruto, then the Deputy President and a presidential candidate for the year 2022 general election, committed by his signature to fully implement the MOU upon assuming the office. Number 4, the MOU is a solution. It provides solutions to many of the issues that the bill and task force aim to address. It was drafted by professionals of a very high standard and after a process of robust address. It was drafted by, a professional process and the public participation, which met and exceeded the constitutional threshold of involving more than 24 counties. The MOU was validated through widespread consultation, through reviewed by the presidential legal team, and was signed by the clergy from over 40 counties, marking it as the first agreement of its kind in the Kenya's history. If fully implemented, the MOU would foster a progressive church and strengthen its role as a key stakeholder in addressing critical societal challenges such as alcoholism, community rehabilitation, alteration dispute resolution, and the fight against corruption. Number 4, the key provision of the MOU, we remind His Excellency, the President of the MOU key provisions and appeal to their implementation. A, independence of the Church, establishing an independent registrar of Christian organizations, supporting a self-regulation instead of state interference, and providing mediation and arbitration for internal dispute resolution. B, recognition of the Church and clergy, acknowledging the Church as an essential service provider and a development partner, promoting integrity and leadership as outlined in Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Fairness in resource sharing, especially rehabilitation centers, recognizing churches and clergy as official mediators, and creating a Christian legal office to draft bills for the National Assembly. D, tax exemptions and waivers, supporting the church charity work through tax exemptions and waivers on essential items, and promoting strong family values by waiving marriage fees. The government, in supporting for clergy, empowering the clergy community leaders, and strengthening governance structures within the church, positioning it as a driver of social transformation.
Legal affairs. Number 5, a call to action. We urge His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to revisit the commitments made on May 5th, 2022, when he signed our MOU, which he described it as the most progressive judge document ever signed publicly. Number 6, opposition to the bill and support for self-regulation. We call upon the legislature to withdraw the Religious Organization Bill 2024 and allow the church to self-regulate itself. We stand firmly against any attempt to impose foreign or inappropriate regulations on our worship practices, while we are committed to addressing local religious leaders within our ranks. We believe this must be done in a manner that respects the constitutional right to freedom of worship. Thank you.
Asante, ninaitwa Dr. Samuel Kitilewa, ni mwenyekiti wa APECK Mombasa County. Nitaeleza maelezo kinagaubaga yaliyonakiliwa katika MOU hii na Rais wa Kenya wakati alipokuwa naibu wa rais hapo tarehe 5 mwezi wa 5 mwaka wa 2022. Ni kwamba watu wa APECK ama watumishi wa Mungu chini ya mwavuli wa APECK tunasema ya kwamba tunapinga kikamilifu huu mswada unaoitwa Religious Organization Bill iliyonakiliwa ama iliyowakilishwa kwa Senate mwaka huu wa 24 na Senator Danson Mungatana. Tunasema kwamba mswada huu unarudisha nyuma mambo ya kueneza Injili, mambo ya uhuru wa kuabudu, na pia imeweka mikakati mikali mno ambayo inarudisha nyuma uhuru na maendeleo tuliyoyapata kuhusu kuabudu katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Na hii tunasema inakiuka kipengeo cha 8 cha katiba ya Kenya ya 2010. Pia tunasema kwamba hii inakiuka uhuru wa kuabudu kama ilivyonakiliwa katika kipengele cha 32 cha katiba yetu ya Kenya, ambayo inahusu uhuru wa kuabudu, kufanya ibada, kufundisha na kuweza kuangalia maadili yaliyonakiliwa katika Biblia. Sasa tunaikataa kabisa kabisa mswada huu wa unaotaka kudhibiti uhuru wa kuabudu hapa Kenya, ulionakiliwa na Senator Danson Mungatana. Tunasema kwamba mswada huu ni hatari sana kwa mambo ya kueneza Injili, kwa mambo ya kuleta maendeleo ya kijamii hapa Kenya, kwa sababu unaleta mikakati mikali na inaleta adhabu kali kwa wahubiri ama viongozi wa dini ambao kwa bahati mbaya wanaweza kukiuka maadili yake. Kwa hivyo tunasema kwamba kulingana na kipengele cha 3 alama ya A, kwamba inayopendekeza kwamba kuwe na kudhibiti dini ama uongozi wa dini. Tunasema kwamba sisi tunapendekeza kwamba tuweze kupata katibu mkuu ama registrar atakayekuwa anashughulikia mambo ya kusajili dini na mambo ya kuendesha dini hapa nchini, haswa dini za nyanja za Kikristo. Tunasema ya kwamba ikiwa hivyo tutaweza kujidhibiti sisi wenyewe, na pia kama kutakuwa na mmoja wetu ambaye amekosa kuwa na nidhamu njema, tuko na wahubiri waliokomaa, tuko na mikakati ambayo itamfanya mtu huyo tumkanye, na kama atakosa kukanyika, basi tutaweza kumwadhibu kulingana na uwezo ambao tumepewa na katiba. Asante sana.
Hii ni signature ya rais.
Ya kwanza ni ya rais mwenyewe. Ya pili.
The president is the most crucial, then the rest we will read from the...
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Unasiona?
No, I'm just showing you. It's good to be aware of what we are saying.
From 47 counties. All right. Consider.
Counties.
We have also video attached to it.
We have video clips also.
Yes. Upon request from the media.
Yeah.
Yes, they will be sent by Madam Jerian. Now, any questions to them?
As Christians, ministers of reconciliation. So what we would say is that every level of leadership, whenever there is some problem, they need to reconcile, because Kenyans put them in power, the two of them, to work for this country. So whenever there is some problem, the only solution is to sit down and talk to each other so that they can solve the problem without necessarily having to bring this push and pull, which is not very healthy for the Kenyan people.
The question is on this bill at the Senate. Did you put any input towards the development of
power? And we believe that, there should be unity with our leaders, because we prayed them in the government. Both of them were fasting and praying, and we are believing God, if there is any problem between them, they should even have come to the church and say, we have this problem, and we pray for them, because we believe in unity. And that is our motto as servants of God.
And also we believe in forgiveness. Forgiveness as brothers in the Lord. If one person does a mistake to you, it's good to go back with him and tell him this is wrong. And if your brother now can accept, and then you come together and you forgive each other, it will be good, because it is actually for the nation of Kenya. We don't want to have a problem after 2 years. We have so much problems, and yet we were doing a lot of developments for our country. We believe that our president will consider what we are saying here. Let us unite this nation.
Tukachini to the wire.